Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra. Laurie is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I am Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. Recently, I taught a class that was titled Finding Calm in a Time of Chaos. It was a workshop that was based on inner peace and clarity. We know that we're in a world that sometimes feels increasingly uncertain, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the turbulence that is around us. But within the noise, there is stillness. Within the uncertainty, there is wisdom. But how do we tap into that? How might we restore balance, deepen our inner vision, and cultivate unwavering calm? How can we find meaning in the current state of the world and strengthen our sense of purpose? How do we understand what's happening now in the present year, what's playing out before us, community-wise as well as personal-wise? How do we understand and observe what's happening in our life, us? What season are we in? What are we repeating? What are we healing? What are we starting? Where do we feel anxious and stressed or excited? Cultivating inner vision and composure is about being able to see and to be present with the energy of all. I took the group through a practice where we closed our eyes and we envisioned our heart, our lungs, our brain, the veins and the vessels that connected. And the question I had for the group is, can you see your heart? What does it look like? Does it look healthy, thriving? Do you have a hard time visualizing that heart? Is it maybe lost? Is it tiny? Is it huge? The same with the lungs. Are they full and expanding, or are they withered? How about your brain, the veins and the vessels? Are you seeing what is connected to what, or is everything just a blur? And when you close your eyes, are you able to see yourself? Are you able to have that vision? Are you able to go internal? For some, that takes practice. I know for me, meditation or quieting my mind took practice. When I was in corporate America, I was trained to have an active mind at all times, waking in the middle of the night if I needed to because I was on call or there was a phone call where somebody needed help. We're always connected with higher guidance. We always have access to that higher guidance for clarity and reassurance. And as humans, we often feel better doing something. But if we think of meditating and quieting our mind and just focusing on breathing, we can actually look at that as actually doing something. We always feel better knowing something. But if we focus on knowing that we have access to a higher place, a higher frequency, we can calm the mind about having to have something tangible or something that's right in front of us. We always feel better when we feel better. When we feel rested, when our tummies are full, when our minds are clear, when we don't have stress floating around. And we feel better when we remember that we are one with all, remembering that we're water. We cry, we cleanse, we flow, we let go, remembering that we're fire, we burn, we tame, we adapt, we ignite again. And remembering that we're air, we observe, we breathe, we focus, we decide, and remembering that we are earth, we are grounded. We give, we build, we sink deep, and we heal. But what are some key ways to developing harmonic mind and body states? We are living in extraordinary times, times of remembering, of awakening, and of returning to the harmonic blueprint of our divine design. As human beings, we are not just flesh and bone. We're not just minds thinking in linear patterns. We're energy. We are frequency. We are spirit embodied. We're developing harmonic states between the mind and body, and that allows us to navigate our human journey with clarity, resilience, and certainly a deep alignment with Source. We're never disconnected to Source. It's that remembering and utilizing what's already there. I'm going to cover 7 foundational keys that can assist us in the sacred integration, especially in this time that we're in right now of total rejuvenation, transformation, awakening up, and again, returning to the harmonic blueprint of our divine being. Number 1, we are interplanetary beings from Source. We are not solely earthbound entities. Our souls are seeded from the cosmic origins. Some say from the stars, others from the great Source itself. But this understanding shifts the context of our existence. We are not born of Earth. We are born on Earth. Our essence transcends planetary borders. The atoms within us carry the same elemental properties as distant stars and galaxies. We are universal travelers experiencing lifetimes across dimensions, planets, and timelines. Recognizing ourselves as interplanetary beings means we begin to remember our multidimensionality. We attune ourselves to solar cycles, planetary alignments, galactic rhythms, and universal consciousness. This awareness expands our perception beyond human limitations, awakening innate gifts such as telepathy, soul travel, energy healing, and deeper intuition. We are not separate from the divine. We are fractals of the divine, explorers of cosmic consciousness having an earthly experience. We are of Source. Number 2, we are spiritual beings on a human journey. The human body is a sacred vessel. It's temporary, yet profoundly intelligent. Beneath the skin, behind the eyes, within the heartbeat is the soul, that luminous spark of Source. Our journey is not to become spiritual, but to remember that we already are, to awaken, observe, become aware of our divine energy. We are spiritual beings who chose to come into density, into the lessons, the learnings, the teachings, the limitations of the physical world for the purpose of growth and evolution for ourselves or to assist others. We come here many times, and each time it is a mission, an adventure, an education for our soul. We want to come here. And understanding this principle reframes pain, challenge, adversity. These are not punishments, but part of our curriculum. Earth is a sacred school, and the human experience is our classroom. Every relationship, every obstacle, every joy, every sorrow carries spiritual significance. Whether we are the teacher, the student, the observer, or the supporter, we have roles, we have missions and goals, we have contracts and agreements, we have a plan, a blueprint, a roadmap. And when we accept our human path as sacred, we begin to live with greater purpose and compassion and alignment. The mind softens its grip, the body listens more deeply, and the soul begins to lead. Number 3, every thought creates reality, and feelings attract outcomes. The universe is not random. It is responsive. When we talk, the universe listens. When we have an emotion, thought, feeling, or idea, the universe is sensing. Thought is a form of energy, and energy organizes matter. When we think, we create. Every thought carries a vibration, and that vibration shapes the field of possibilities around us. Fear contracts, where love expands. Gratitude attracts, and doubt, it repels. But thought alone is not enough. It must be powered by feelings. Emotion is energy in motion, and when we feel something with intensity, whether it's joy or grief or anger or hope, we magnetize experiences into our lives. This is the core of manifestation. Thoughts send signals out, feelings pull experiences in. Harmonic mind-body states are cultivated when we become stewards of our inner landscape. Through mindfulness, conscious language, and emotional awareness, we stop reacting and we begin responding. We stop creating from fear and start generating from love. We stop pushing for action, but lean into the emotional vibration of a goal or desire. The mind becomes clear, the body becomes calm, the field around us becomes coherent, and our resonance attracts like resonance. Number 4, our biology is our biography. Our bodies tell our stories. Every ache, every scar, every imbalance carries a memory. Stored within our muscles, our bones, and organs are the unprocessed traumas, the emotions, and the experiences of our lives, often lifetimes. The cells within our body holds what the mind tries to forget. 7 generations of cellular memory. And when we ignore our emotional or spiritual wounds, they manifest physically. A sore throat may be unspoken truth. A back pain may be lack of support. Chronic fatigue may be soul exhaustion. Illness is often a messenger, not a malfunction. Healing begins not with the body, but with the story behind the symptoms. Our souls have a desire to heal. Our bodies support that. That's not just a cover or a mask to the wound. To develop harmonic mind and body states, we must listen to our bodies as sacred texts through breath work, somatic awareness, energy healing, and deep inquiry. We release stored narratives and rewrite our relationship with our physical form. The body, when honored, becomes a guide, an ally in our spiritual path. It's a necessity for us to be here in this dimension. It demands that we care for it. Number 5, our genetic coding is a karmic choice. Before incarnating, our souls chose the conditions necessary for evolution. This includes the family line, the ancestry, and yes, the genetic code we enter with. While science sees DNA as a fixed biological map, the metaphysical view understands DNA as both karmic and potential. It is a record of who we've been and a blueprint of who we can become. Not all our DNA is activated, and as part of our evolution, the double helix strand can become activated through lifetimes, attunements, activities, experiences, and more. We may carry ancestral trauma, inherited illness, or limiting patterns, but we also carry the power to transmute these. Epigenetics tells us that gene expression is not fixed. It responds to environment, our thoughts, our emotions, and energetic frequency. Through conscious living, spiritual practice, and inner work, we can activate dormant DNA, heal those karmic imprints, and unlock new frequencies of being. We're constantly receiving new programs with codes and keys to help us navigate our journey. We can become a carrier to carry these codes and provide to others, or we can receive directly from Source. Humans and our human spirit continues to evolve. One of my roles, I know, is delivering codes and keys to others through podcasts or messages that come from the universe that may contain information and soul activations. Our souls know where to find or avoid what is needed or not needed. Our souls will recognize what it needs. It's that thought or message that resonates with us that has turned on something new for us, or perhaps turned off something that's been limiting. Harmonic living begins with honoring our lineage, understanding our soul contracts, and choosing to be the healer of our line. We came not to suffer from the past, but to evolve it, to understand it, to heal it, and to continue our evolutionary process. So sometimes those experiences that we have are not solely for us, but they might be for our ancestral lineage. They might be for our communities or for the collective in humanity. Number 6, suffering occurs when we are not consciously living. Suffering is not the same as pain. Pain is part of life. It's a natural response to loss, change, or imbalance. But suffering, however, is what happens when we resist the flow of life, when we sleepwalk through our days, when we disconnect from our soul's voice. Conscious living means being awake in each moment. It means choosing presence over autopilot, responsibility over victimhood, alignment over avoidance. It's not always easy, but it is always empowering. When we live consciously, we move from reaction to intention. We become creators of our path rather than victims of circumstance. Living, not always looking to the future or to the past, but being present and living now. That which I am now, not what I want to be or who I was or who I think I should be or who I could be, but who am I now? That which I am now. Harmonic mind-body states flourishes when we live from the inside out, when our choices reflect our truth, when our actions align with our values, and when our awareness is rooted in now. The present moment is where power lives. It is where suffering ends and sovereignty begins. We're here on earth to experience, but not to suffer. Yes, we will experience pain, but we don't have to suffer. And number 7, meditation brings us into coherence with Source. It's a noisy world out there, and in a noisy world, meditation is a sacred pause. It is the space where the soul speaks, the mind rests, and the body recalibrates. More than a technique, meditation is a remembering, a return to stillness, a reunion with Source, a connection with the natural frequencies of Mother Earth and the universe. And when we meditate, we shift from beta brainwave patterns, that's that analytical thinking, into alpha and theta states, frequencies of intuition, imagination, and inner guidance. Our nervous systems relax, our heart rhythms synchronize, and our energy fields harmonize. This coherence is not just physiological, it's spiritual. It is where divine intelligence flows freely through us. Meditation allows the body to heal, the mind to clear, and the soul to lead. It restores the bridge between heaven and earth, between our human self and our higher self. Regular practice opens portals of insight, awakens dormant gifts, and brings us into alignment with the great rhythm of the universe. And if I lost you when I said meditation, let's pause for a moment. How do you define meditation? For some, it is sitting quietly in a state of utter silence, maybe darkness. For others, it might be running or walking. I had a client once. He said, I can't meditate. And I asked him, he was an avid fisherman. I said, what do you do when you sit in the boat? He said, I just sit and be. I don't think about anything. Do you think that's meditation? Do you think sitting out in nature, going for a walk is meditation? There are different forms for you to release the busy mind, to be in that place of sacred pause. And that's what your form of meditation is. The development of harmonic mind and body state is not a final destination. This is a sacred rhythm, an ongoing dance of remembrance, of release, of renewal. These 7 keys serve as guiding principles for a life lived in spiritual alignment, embodied wisdom, and conscious awareness. To live harmonically is to live as both human and divine, and knowing that both are important. Sometimes we need to drop down more into our humanness, and sometimes more into our more divine sense. It is to consciously honor the stardust within our cells, the soul behind our eyes. It is to reclaim our power as creators, our truth as beings of light, and our birthright as expressions of Source. In a world that often encourages disconnection, fear, fragmentation, choosing harmony is a revolutionary act, but it is one that brings peace, purpose, profound joy, not only to ourselves, but to the entire web of life. You are co-creating that level of consciousness. We are remembering who we are. We're waking and existing in harmony. And I leave you with this, an activation prayer for harmonic mind and body coherence. Beloved Source, infinite light, creator of all that is, I open my heart to remember the truth of who I am. I am not separate. I am whole. I am not broken. I am becoming. I am not lost. I am returning. May my mind be clear, still, and aligned with divine thought. May my body be strong, wise, and a sacred vessel of light. May my emotions be honest and guided by love. May my spirit lead with courage, compassion, and purpose. I activate the codes of harmony within me now. I call in coherence between my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, and my soul's truth. Let every breath bring me closer to the Source. Let every heartbeat echo with the frequency of love. I am aligned. I am connected. I am whole. So it is, and so it shall be, and it is done. I'm Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Laurie Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to her monthly newsletter. Laurie also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.